They're off. Who doesn't thrill to such a sight? Millions react the same way the world over, and the people of Tennessee are no different. Well, maybe some different too, for a Tennessean really loves a horse. Not just one breed, but all breeds. Just a horse. It may be a thoroughbred, a standard bred, a Tennessee walking horse, or an American saddlebred horse, either three-gated, fine harness, or five-gated, with all of its grace and beauty. The horse-producing section of Tennessee is primarily in the Middle Tennessee Basin, the limestone, phosphate, bluegrass area with its cool flowing streams of limestone water. As you motor down the smooth, beautiful highways in Tennessee, you will be impressed with the fertile soil, which produces in abundance, and with the beautiful livestock farms, on which you will find some of the nation's most famous herds of beef and dairy cattle. You will see beautiful homes, both small and large, wherein dwell a kind, friendly, horse-loving folk. Interest in the thoroughbred dates back even prior to the days of Andrew Jackson, the 7th President of the United States, whose home, the Hermitage, constructed in 1835, still stands just 12 miles east of Nashville. Here, Andrew Jackson bred or raced some of the most famous horses of his time, including Truxton, Pacolet, Bolivar, and many others. The Hermitage stands today as a national shrine to the great character of General Jackson, his love for fine-blooded stock, and the full, abundant life that he lived in this land of Tennessee. Every year, thousands of tourists visit the Hermitage, which is maintained by the Ladies' Hermitage Association. The garden at the Hermitage retains the same atmosphere, with flowers and shrubs as planted by General Jackson. Uncle Alfred, faithful servant of Andrew Jackson, lived in this comfortable log cabin. He was bodyguard and friend to Marse Jackson, died at the age of 98, and was buried in the family graveyard. Belmead Stud was established by General W.G. Harding in the year 1835. It is known as a cradle of the thoroughbred in America. Here stood or raced such famous horses as Bonnie Scotland, Inquira, and Iroquois. Iroquois is the only American-bred horse to win the English Derby and the first thoroughbred to win the sum of $100,000. There are today a number of thoroughbred breeding farms in Tennessee, such as the one owned by Mr. and Mrs. Jack Dennis in Brentwood. One of the most active breeding farms is White Oak in Franklin, Tennessee. This farm has a small but select band of mares, and the yearlings have brought the highest average price of any in Tennessee, and probably as high as any in the United States. On a beautiful Saturday afternoon in May, let's stroll by the barn en route to the running of the Iroquois Memorial Steeplechase, a non-professional, free sporting event to which the public is invited. Here in the afternoon, the three main races, the Hunter Steeplechase, the Truxton Purse, and the Iroquois, are run. Let's go into the paddock to see the riders weigh in and check their tack with a paddock judge. The race course in the Iroquois Bowl is undulating and in turf. It is located in beautiful Percy Warner Park, a 3,000-acre public property. More than 40,000 people look forward to and enjoy this spectacular annual May Day event. Seated on the side of the hill, which forms the Iroquois Bowl, spectators have a clear, unobstructed view of the entire race course and each jump. This is the parade to the post for the Frost Hunter steeplechase. What a colorful sight, with the riders in their traditional pink coats, mounted on good horseflesh, as they take the jumps around the course and gallop home. It is interesting to note that in all of the 25 countries in the world where thoroughbreds are now bred and raised, bloodlines trace directly to such Tennessee horses as Glencoe, Bonnie Scotland, and Himyar, thoroughbred stallions that stood in public service during the earlier period of Tennessee's thoroughbred history. The thoroughbred stallions just named established 3 of the 4 families of American thoroughbred male lines as we know them today. Here the riders come to position before the stewards for the Iroquois Memorial. And they're off. This beautiful scene carries one back to similar races as originated in English thoroughbred racing, a tradition now a part of Tennessee life. The great stallion Iroquois, in whose memory this race is run, was foaled in the state of Pennsylvania in 1878. He won the English Derby in the year 1881. His owner, Pierre Lorillard, kept him for a time in England, where he won a number of other important races. This great horse was purchased by William H. Jackson of Tennessee in 1886 for $20,000. He was then brought to the Belmead Stud, where he stood in service until his death in 1899. Iroquois was a very game horse, yet he possessed such a kind disposition that it was said a child could handle him with ease. He was a beautiful brown horse, a perfect model in thoroughbred conformation. The Iroquois Memorial is an amateur event, the riders competing for the honor of winning, not for large purses, as is the case in such thoroughbred flat running races as the Kentucky Derby, Belmont, Pimlico, and other well-known events. This course is 1½ miles in length, with 8 brush jumps and 1 water jump. It is one of the fastest run courses in America. The memorial is twice around the track, making it a very grueling 3-mile race with 18 jumps. Slow motion shots of the finish. Running on his fighting heart with an instinct to win, a riderless horse finishes in 3rd position, proving once again that blood will tell. A crowd of eager admirers gather around to see the challenge trophy presented to the winner. Well, it's the end of another perfect day for horse lovers. And as they leave the Iroquois Bowl, they are thinking of the horse and its heritage in Tennessee. Thrilling as the thoroughbred may be, there is another breed admired by Tennesseans and horse lovers everywhere, the Tennessee walking horse. Noted for its kind, gentle disposition, its free and easy gait. Here we see Honeygold, one of the finest of the breed. Watch closely as Steve Hill puts this great mare through her gates. First, the running walk. Then slow motion of the running walk. Now, the canter. The Tennessee walking horse is a distinct breed originating in the state from which it gets its name and has been distributed to the entire United States and many foreign countries. It is ideal as a pleasure mount and is also extensively used as a show horse. Every year in September, horse lovers the world over come to Shelbyville, Tennessee to attend the Tennessee Walking Horse National Celebration Colt Show. This is the greatest of all walking events. The futurity and open colt classes are shown during the day, with the various classes for aged or matured horses at night. 4 big days and nights leading to the crowning of the champion walking horse of the world. This bold-going black stallion, Midnight Sun, holds the honor of twice being crowned champion walking horse of the world. Owned by Harlansdale Farm, Franklin, Tennessee, Sun has now another honor to his credit, that of being the leading sire of the breed. Midnight Sun is a picture of motion in the running walk. The slow motion camera enables one to study more closely the leg movement and foot placement of this great horse. And now the canter. It is often referred to as nature's rocking chair. There are within the state approximately 60 horse shows each year. The small neighborhood show is staged primarily for the benefit of the children, who are our future owners and adult show ring riders. At these small shows, the children gain much valuable experience and knowledge of both horsemanship and sportsmanship. The Liebenhoer Horse Show at Memphis is the largest show in Tennessee. While the more prominent classes are held at night, these pictures were made in the afternoon to show the beauty of this annual event. The first class is for jumpers. There are more fine harness, 3-gated and 5-gated show ponies in Tennessee than will be found in any other state in the Union. Here, a fine harness pony is displayed. Then come the 3-gated ponies. The small, high-stepping Shetland ponies are enjoyed wherever shown and never fail to create a great deal of excitement among both exhibitors and spectators. At the major shows wherever held, you will see horses whose heritage traced to Tennessee and Tennessee riders. The weatherman gave our photographer a break at the Lexington, Kentucky show. The big 5-gated stake was rained out on Saturday night, but it was held the following afternoon. and so we were able to get these scenes. Competing in this stake are Frank Bradshaw riding a Tennessee-bred mare Easter Parade, Earl Tita, former manager of Maryland Farm, riding Wing Commander, and Garland Bradshaw riding Ridgefield Genius, owned by C.P. Edwards of Kingsport, Tennessee. Lives there a man who loves a horse who doesn't love a dog? Fox hunting in Tennessee is a sport very much enjoyed. There is companionship between a man, his horse, and his dog that can be fully understood only by those who have experienced it. Here at Green Pastures in Brentwood, this pack of foxhounds is exhibited, followed by an afternoon of racing. The coach Valiant, still in use, was once driven by its owner to establish a world's coaching record between New York City and Atlantic City. In the beautiful Harpeth River Valley on U.S. Highway 31, just 9 miles south of Nashville at Brentwood, is Maryland Farm, the home of Mr. and Mrs. J. Truman Ward, widely and favorably known as the nation's leading saddle horse nursery. It is the home of American Ace, and foals sired by him have made outstanding records in various state futurities and in the national futurity. The sales policy of the farm is unique in that no private sales are made. All foals are held until their 2-year-old year, when they are sold at public auction, thus enabling the buying public to secure each year the very best, the top 2-year-olds of the country at their own bid. No prior commitment is made on any colt offered for sale. Every colt truthfully presented and sold irrespective of the price offered. The first question asked by visitors to Maryland Farm is, may we see American Ace? Well, here he is, America's #1 stallion, based upon the winnings of his get in the futurities or breeding divisions and in the aged division of the show ring. Sired by American-born and out of Catherine Haynes, there is no better bred stallion living. American Ace will one day be recorded in saddle horse history as one of the truly great stars of the American saddle horse breed. In the early morning hours, the mares and colts are led to the paddock for a day in the warm spring sun to romp and play in the bluegrass. This is a sight that visitors to Maryland Farm never forget. The pedigree of American Ace reads as though some skilled student of saddle horse bloodlines had tabulated it for an ideal. This peerless stallion is pure Denmark and has impressively manifested the prepotent blood that is his royal heritage from a long line of great producing stars. Accident played no part in his success, for he has the bloodlines, the beauty, the type, the quality, and the action so necessary in a great breeding horse. Sturdy in type, wonderful in finish, possessing good bone structure and substance, combined with excellent quality, American Ace has demonstrated his ability to transmit to his offspring his individual and inherited characteristics. He is one of the very few stallions living today possessing pure Denmark breeding, which is without a doubt responsible for his ability to pass on to foals sired by him the exquisite fineness and quality which has always characterized the pure Denmark breeding. Many of the world's greatest saddle horses are products of Tennessee. To go back a number of years, we have only to mention a few of them, such as the Feudist, Mountain Laurel, the Target, Mountain Echo, Vendetta, My Dare, and My Major Dare. It will be remembered that Sweetheart on Parade was brought out, developed, and sold by the late William G. Shropshire, who made some of America's most famous horses at the Tennessee State Fairgrounds. Jeff Harston, well-known trainer and showman, is now carrying on in the old Shropshire barn and developing some great ones. Dick Duncan, while in Nashville, developed such well-known show horses as Jacqueline MacDonald, Sunbow, and Jack Chief A. Maryland Farm has produced its share of the more recent show ring stars. To mention only a few, we refer to Maryland's Highland Ace, undefeated in his 3- and 4-year-old classes at all the major shows in the country. The great walk-trot mare Desirable, Ace Command, Ace's Ferry, Ace's Sweet Sue, and Captain Bird, champion fine harness horse for several seasons. Then there is Ace's Linda Lee and Maryland's Summer Breeze. All these and many more are products of Maryland Farm and the Tennessee Bluegrass. The great grand champion walk-trot mare Edith Fable, while not bred by Maryland Farm, now owes her allegiance to Tennessee since she was sired by American Ace, and her dam is the great producing mare Bugle Ann, both her sire and dam now being owned by Maryland Farm. Sycamore Ace, champion fine harness veteran of many shows, was also sired by American Ace, his dam being Daughter of the Wind, a Tennessee-bred mare. Tennessee has long been identified with the breeding of the American saddle horse. In fact, the breed originated in the states of Kentucky and Tennessee. When America was young and the hardiest of her countrymen were venturing forth from the colonies, roads were few and very rough, making the use of vehicles of any kind almost impossible. There was an urgent need for a horse adapted to the needs of these people, dependent as they were upon the horse for short trips or for long distance travel. They needed a hardy horse, sure-footed and intelligent, that could carry his rider with ease for long distances at a steady rate of speed without distress either to the horse or to the rider. Out of this need was developed the American saddle horse. These early American saddle horses were bred only for use as utility or work animals on the farm. Today, while still maintaining their intelligence and sure-footed ability, through selective breeding, they have developed greater beauty, style, finish, and conformation. As a result of this selective breeding, the American saddle horse is today the most beautiful and graceful of all the light horse breeds. The state of Missouri and other neighboring states to Kentucky and Tennessee contributed much to the establishment of the American saddle horse. From these centrally located states, this breed has spread throughout the length and breadth of the United States and into many foreign lands, and is today recognized as the most desired and most extensively used of all breeds, both as a pleasure and as a show horse. The state of Tennessee is indeed proud of the part it played in establishing the American saddle horse, which is sometimes referred to as the horse America made. Ace's Bouquet, sired by American Ace. Her dam, Calorama Flower, by Calorama Rex. This beautiful filly placed first in the yearling division of the Illinois Futurity and second in the national Futurity. Ace's Sonata, sired by American Ace. Her dam, being Evelyn Carroll, by King Barrymore, was winner of first place in the yearling division of the Tennessee Futurity, second in the Kentucky Futurity, and third in the national Futurity. She is extremely fine, beautiful in conformation, and has a wonderful trot. Captain's Classic, sired by Captain Courageous, her dam being Maryland's Bird, one of the greatest producing brood mares of all time. Marine Ace, sired by American Ace, his dam being Maryland's Leading Lady by King's Genius, a 3-year-old stallion just started in his gait by Jeff Harston. Notice particularly the shoulder, knee, and hock action of this young stallion. The Supreme Ace, America's most beautiful stallion, a full brother to the grand champion walk-trot mare Edith Fable. Owned by Maryland Farm, he has taken his place as their junior sire. Of all the colts sired by American Ace, the owners selected the Supreme Ace as the successor to his worthy sire. Beautiful in color, markings, and conformation, great in motion, he is correctly registered as to his name, for he is the supreme son of American Ace and Bugle Ann. Kate Shriver. It would be most difficult to find finer type, more finish, and a better way of going in a fine harness mare. She is truly great. Kate Shriver does not trace to Tennessee through heritage, but her training and show ring success has been in the capable hands of Garland Bradshaw, and all Tennessee is much interested in his and her success. Notice particularly her shoulder motion, her extreme knee and hock action in these slow motion pictures. Ridgefield Genius, his sire King's Genius, his dam Abe's Irish Rose, a full sister to American Ace, his trainer Garland Bradshaw, his owner C.P. Edwards of Kingsport. Yes, this young stallion is very definitely a part of Tennessee. Notice with what faultless perfection he executes his gaits. Nellie Pigeon, sired by Calorama Rex. Her dam, Margie Kelly, was bred by Calorama Farm, but for the past few years, she has been owned by Magnolia Farm of Memphis, Tennessee. Her training and show ring career has been in the capable hands of two great Tennessee trainers and showmen. First, Eddie Barham, and later, Garland Bradshaw. both of whom have ridden her to many championships in the three-gated division of the show ring. Easter Parade, bred and foaled in Tennessee, sired by Mask Marble, her dam, Magnolia's Pea Vine. Frank Bradshaw, one of the greatest gentlemen of the Tanbark, has ridden her to victory at various shows, including the five-gated stake at the National Horse Show, Madison Square Garden, New York, and she was crowned the world's grand champion at the Kentucky State Fair, the greatest honor possible for a five-gated horse. Through the magic of the slow-motion camera, we see Easter Parade in the trot. Then the slow gait, or as sometimes called, the stepping pace. Slow motion of the stepping pace. The rack, the fastest, most beautiful and thrilling gait of the American saddle horse. Slow motion of the rack. The canter. The Haynes Haven Stock Farm, located at Spring Hill, is one of the most beautiful in Tennessee. It is devoted to the production of thoroughbreds and Aberdeen Angus cattle. It was formerly known as the Tolley Farm, and at that time was one of the most noted standard bred breeding farms in the country. The standard breds of Tennessee will be remembered as long as there are admirers of harness racing, and descendants of the Direct and the Harrell families are still making records in the Sullies. This excellent standard bred mare, Jane Abbey, owned by Graceland Farm, Thompson Station, Tennessee, has won many championships on the Tanbark in road horse classes. Ashlawn, located at Brentwood, Tennessee. This farm produces the Tennessee walking horse and has a nationally known herd of Jersey cattle. Harpeth Hills Farm, located on Old Hickory Boulevard in the Harpeth River Valley. This farm is devoted to the breeding of thoroughbreds, and it has been very successful in the sale of yearlings, maintaining a good average price when sold either at the Keeneland or at the fall sales in Lexington, Kentucky. Mr. and Mrs. Vernon Sharp and family leave their home Inglehame at Brentwood for an afternoon of fox hunting. They are riding out to meet other members of the Hillsborough Hounds for a lively chase across the hills and through the meadows in pursuit of the ever-elusive and cunning fox. The sound of the foxman's horn and the baying of the hounds is music to the ear of all those in Tennessee who enjoy this invigorating sport. This group of young ladies, members of the Nashville Junior Riding Club, are leaving for a ride over the beautiful trails in Percy Warner Park. The meadows heavily turfed in bluegrass and the more than 30 miles of well-kept bridle trails within the park furnish an ideal area for horseback riding. What could be more enjoyable to either junior or adult riders than hours of healthful recreation and exercise mounted on a good pleasure horse, enjoying the companionship of friends and the fall foliage in its many colors? In addition to the bridle paths in the various parks located throughout the state of Tennessee, there are literally hundreds of miles of back roads and trails suitable for horseback riding. A group of neighbors ride over to Maryland Farm for a visit and to enjoy the beauty of the fall season. The residence of colonial design furnishes an atmosphere of warmth and hospitality, which is so characteristic throughout the bluegrass country of the Middle Tennessee Basin. Nan the collie and Jinx the Palm, the Ward pets, are very excited and most playful. Possibly through their own dog language, they have just heard that another colt sired by American Ace has won another futurity. What could be more restful than this fall scene of the Maryland Farm broodmares on bluegrass pasture awaiting the coming of the following spring when a new crop of foals will arrive? The mares at Maryland Farm have been very carefully selected for bloodlines, beauty of conformation, quality, and refinement. In addition to these qualifications, they have been carefully selected either for their past performance in the show ring or for their productive record. And here is one of the greatest of them all, Bugle Ann, sired by Nobly Born by Bullard Artist, her dam being Laura Saunders by Benton Dare. She is yet a young mare, and a number of productive years are expected. But were she never to produce another foal, Edith Fable and the Supreme Ace give her a place in the Broodmare Hall of Fame. The foals at Maryland Farm, after being weaned, are allowed to run on bluegrass pasture until the fall of their yearling year, when they are taken up and made ready during the winter months for the farm's annual 2-year-old sale. All horse lovers interested in augmenting their show spring with fresh young prospects would do well to attend this sale, which has become known as the Sale of the Year. And so, in words and pictures, we have brought to you a portion of Tennessee's great horse history and her worthy accomplishments. It is the story of a wonderful land possessing scenic beauty and a mild climate, of soils rich in minerals, growing lush bluegrass, a land of true Southern hospitality, and of a people who really love a horse. And so again we say, whatever your interest may be, either a thoroughbred, a standard bred, the Tennessee walking horse, or the American saddlebred horse, with all of its charm, grace, and beauty, come and enjoy with us the horse and its heritage in Tennessee.